Hello, class of 2024, Rising Seniors. This is your schedule information video for the 2023-2024 school year. This presentation will cover counseling teams, important dates, high school requirements versus college eligibility requirements, typical 12th grade course load and important things to consider, electives, CTE, AP and honors courses, balance versus burnout, building a college list, important links and information, and frequently asked questions. Here is the Amador Valley Counseling Department. Students with the last names A through CH have Mr. Moa. Students with the last names CI through HA have Ms. McAtee Ponce. I, Ms. Pacheco, have students with the last names HB through LA. Ms. Torres has students with the last names LB through OL. Ms. Maloney has students with the last names OM through SM. And then Ms. Tran has students with the last names SN through Z. Ms. Yu is our support counselor. We also have a college and career counselor, Ms. Woodworth, who works Tuesdays through Thursdays. Our registrar is Ms. Straub. Our ROP specialist is Ms. Wilson. You can find her in the College and Career Center, located in the counseling office, Monday through Thursday from 9 to 2. Our counseling secretaries are Ms. Strouch and Ms. Dial. Important dates coming up. Our course selection window is the same as it was last year. It's from February 1st through February 15th until midnight. Students and families will be able to enter and or edit course selections in Q, the Student Connect version, anytime between February 1st and February 15th. Once February 15th at midnight comes, your courses are locked in, but prior to that, you can make any changes as you would like. Counselors will be available to support students in their course selections and answer any questions that they have during access on January 25th and 26th, February 1st, 2nd, 8th, 9th, and 15th. Students can sign up for those access workshops through FlexiSchedule. You're going to select counseling department, and it should pop up, and then you can sign up to see us. We'll be in the multipurpose room answering questions for students during that time. We have an elective fair coming up on January 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. in the large gym. Teachers will be available to answer questions about their courses. We encourage everyone to attend. An additional important date, the same evening, Monday, January 23rd, in the multipurpose room, counselors will be answering questions for rising 10th through 12th graders during a question and answer session. Session 1 will be from 5:45 to 6:45 p.m. Session 2 will be from 6:55 to 7:55 p.m. We're coordinating with the elective fair. That way you can get your questions answered by the teachers. And then if you have additional questions, you can come over and have your questions answered by the counselors or vice versa. Please RSVP to the Q&A session by filling out the link found here. Your RSVP will help ensure that we have enough space for everyone. And like I said, counselors will be available to answer course selection related questions. We know that now is the time you're going to start to think about college applications for next year, which is crazy, but it's coming up. And we know that that information is important and helpful to you as you're making your course selections. With that in mind, our college information night for juniors video and frequently asked questions document will be emailed out to all juniors to be seniors the week of January 30th. Then you can view it during a time that's most convenient for you, and you'll have that information prior to making your course selections for next school year. There's also a middle college information night on February 1st at 6:30 p.m. at Las Positas. Most students that are selected for middle college are selected at the junior level, although they do usually have space for seniors. Middle college is a program where students take all of their classes up at Las Positas. It's a program that includes students from Pleasanton, Dublin, and Livermore. And a senior would take senior English, civics and econ, and AVID 12, with the group of seniors up at middle college, and then could take community college courses based on their needs for graduation, college admissions, and interest. If you're interested in finding out more information about the middle college, then I would encourage you to attend the Middle College Information Night, again, February 1st at 6:30 p.m. at Las Positas. Usually, course selection confirmations emails go out in March, so families will receive an email confirming course selections for the 2023-24 school year during that time, and then you can let us know if there's an error or a change that you need to make to the course selection at that time. Comparative subject requirements. So for graduation and then also community college, you either need to be a high school graduate or 18 years old to be eligible to attend. So for graduation, you are required to complete and pass 3.5 years of history, social science. That's 35 credits. That's the global studies you took your freshman year, a year of world history, that you took your sophomore year, a year of history, US history, that you're taking this year. And then next year, you'll be taking a semester of civics and a semester of econ. The UCs and CSUs require 2 years, 1 year of world history, again, that you took your sophomore year, and 1 year of US history that you're currently taking this year. UC stands for University of California. University of California is looking at accepting the top 12.5% of high school seniors. Cal State universities are looking at taking the top 1/3 of high school seniors. You'll notice as I go through the requirements for UCs and CSUs, you'll notice in parentheses it will say that it recommends more than the minimum requirements. The UCs have always, as well as Cal Poly, looked to see whether students have gone beyond the minimum requirements for as a factor for college admissions. Now that the CSUs no longer use the SAT or ACT for admissions, they are looking at additional factors to determine whether to admit students to their schools or not. One of the criteria that they do look at is whether students have gone beyond the minimum requirement, and one that they keep mentioning is making sure that seniors are taking a math class their senior year. So something to keep in mind as you're selecting classes for next school year. For graduation, D grades count. So if you get a D in a class that does count for graduation, D and F grades do not count for UCs and CSUs for admissions. F grades for graduation do not count. We do have some opportunities for students who need to make up Ds and F grades. For certain subjects, students are eligible to make up Ds and Fs through our Saturday Academy. Information for students who are eligible to attend Saturday Academy should be going out to students the 3rd week of January. Summer school will also be available this year. Just so you know, summer school is going to be limited to 2 classes this summer as it had prior to the pandemic. But summer school is also an opportunity for students to make up any Ds or F grades. Usually summer school information goes out to families in April. So just be aware and keep your eye out for that information if that applies to your student. For English, 4 years of English are required for graduation from PUSD. 4 years of English are required for the University of California and the Cal State University. For math, students need 2 years of math in order to graduate from PUSD. 1 year must be the equivalent of algebra. If you took algebra in middle school and passed it and came in taking geometry your freshman year and algebra 2 your second year, you've met the algebra requirement already, and then you met your 2 years of math for graduation. If you came in as a freshman taking algebra 1, that's your first year of math, and you've met the algebra requirement, and then your sophomore year, it would either be math 2 or geometry, and then you would have met your 2-year math requirement. For UCs and CSUs, they require 3 years of math and recommend 4. That's the algebra, geometry, algebra 2 to meet the minimum. Pre-calculus would be the recommended 4th year. Or another way to meet the minimum requirement is by taking algebra, math 2, math 3, and math 4. Math 2 is our slower paced geometry class. Math 3 is the first half of algebra 2, and math 4 is the second half of algebra 2. So if you do the algebra 1 and then the math 2 through 4 series and earn a C or above, then you meet the minimum math requirement for UCs and CSUs. Again, UCs and CSUs both recommend that you take an additional year of math. So they're looking for 4 years. And it is one of the criteria that they look at for admissions, as well as, like I said before, them stressing that they would like to see a math class taken in the senior year. For science, you need 2 years of science in order to graduate from Amador. 1 year of a life science, which would be your biology class, and 1 year of a physical science, which could be conceptual physics. If you've taken that, we don't offer that class anymore, but if you had taken that already, that would meet the physical science requirement. Earth and space science that we started offering this school year counts as a physical science, along with chemistry and physics. Excuse me. For UCs and CSUs, they require 2 years. 1 year of a life science with the lab. Again, that would be biology. That's your entry level lab science for life science. And 1 year of a physical science with lab. So again, that would be conceptual physics if you'd already taken that, earth and space science, chemistry, or physics. They require 2 years of a science, but they recommend 3. For language other than English, for graduation purposes, you either need a year of a language other than English, a year of a visual performing art, or a year of a career tech education course. For UCs and CSUs, they require 2 years, but recommend 3 of the same language other than English, or world language, sometimes we refer to it as. So if you came in as a freshman taking Spanish 2 and your sophomore year you took Spanish 3, then the Spanish 2 you took your freshman year would count as the Spanish 2-year requirement. And then the third year, the Spanish 3 you took your sophomore year would count as your recommended third year. Visual performing art, again for graduation, either a year of a visual performing art or a year of a language other than English, or a year of career tech education will count for graduation. For UCs and CSUs, in addition to the 2 years of the language other than English, they also require 1 year of a visual performing art. Sometimes students don't have room in their schedule until their senior year to take their visual performing art. If you haven't taken that course yet, or you're not sure what meets that criteria, please ask your counselor. We're happy to help let you know what counts, but you want to make sure that you have that in your course selections for your senior year. Some classes that count as a visual performing art are art, photography, ceramics, digital arts, video production, drama, theater production, band, choir, orchestra, and jazz band. For career and tech education, again, you need 1 year of a career tech and education, 1 year of a language other than English, or 1 year of a visual performing art for graduation. Career tech classes are not required for UCs or CSUs at admissions. However, many of our career tech education courses are college prep and do fall under the elective category for the 1 year of college prep elective. You can check to see if a course is college prep by looking to see if there's a P in parentheses behind the title of the course, either on the transcript or on the course selection sheet. Another good place to look to see if a class is UC approved is to go to the UC A through G list and type in Amador Valley. It will list all of our UC approved courses and let you know which courses have the weighted GPA, which courses are considered college prep, and which category they fall into. PE, there's a 2-year PE or 20 credit requirement for graduation, not a requirement for 4-year college. PE is another class where sometimes students wait until their senior year to take. If you haven't taken your second year of PE, please make sure you sign up for PE for next year. We have a lot of really great PE courses to choose from. We have our Lifetime Fitness, which is traditionally a yoga type class that mostly girls take. So if you're a boy and you want to take it, that could be great because you'd be one of the only boys in the class with the girls, or it could maybe not be great. So you just have to kind of keep that in mind. On the flip side, the weight training class is primarily boys. That's another option that students can sign up for. And again, if you're a girl and you're signing up for that class, that could be great or it could be not great. Just know that you're going to be, there's going to be a lot of boys and not too many girls in that class. Team sport is the class where that's going to be most traditionally closest to your freshman PE course. That's another option. There's also athletic PE, where if you're an athlete here on campus, that you can sign up for athletic PE as your PE selection. You need 1 semester of health in order to graduate. That is not a requirement for UCCSU. PE also is not a requirement for UCCSU. You need 80 elective credits in order to be eligible for graduation. It sounds like a lot, but once you've met the requirement for any subject area, so for instance, if you have done a year of world language or language other than English, then any additional years of language other than English, any of your CTE classes or your visual performing art classes, those would all go down under electives. Or if you have a class that maybe doesn't fit into any of those categories, you're a TA, you're an AVID, you're in journalism, you're in publications, then that would also go under electives. You do need 1 year of a college prep elective, excuse me. And that again could be met with if you've gone beyond any of the subject areas. So, like if you did a 4th year of math or a 3rd year of a world language or a 3rd year of a science, those would all count as a college prep elective. But other things that would count would be like AVID, publications, um, creative writing, debate, journalism, any of those classes would also count as a college prep elective. So you need 230 credits in order to graduate. You need 15 courses to meet the UCCSU course requirement for admissions. And then for grades, D minus or better is what you need for graduation. C minus or better is what you need for UCCSU eligibility. There's no testing requirement for graduation. The UCs and CSUs no longer use SAT or ACT for admission. They passed something where actually they can't even look at them to consider it for admission. So testing not required anymore. Community service, 20 hours of community service can be completed anytime during high school. That's a requirement for graduation. There is not a community service requirement for UCs or CSUs. Colleges overall expect you to complete some community service. So although it's not a requirement, it's something that they're assuming is going to be included on your application. Typical 12th grade course load. So you're required to do 12th grade English, civics and econ, and then depending on what you need for graduation and or what you need for your college admissions, depending on what schools you're looking at applying to, the next level of math maybe another year of a language other than English, or an elective course like a CTE course or your VAPA, which stands for Visual Performing Art. You might be doing a science or another elective. You might be doing your PE or another elective. So it's really going to vary from student to student. So English options at the senior level, you have some English choices that you get to select from. It's not straight senior English. So here are some of your choices, and they are all college prep, with the exception of the AP English class, which is an AP course. So expository reading and writing. Expository reading and writing is a class that was developed by the Cal State University system, and it was designed to help students with reading and analyzing text and with writing. So this is kind of our general senior English class. You can see the titles of some of the novels that they read. Um, but this is the course, like I said, that the CSU is designed to help students get more prepared for freshman college English. African American literature. African American literature is a college prep class, and they're going to be reading novels written by African American authors. Um, they're also going to be exploring the cultural dynamics of America through the lens of African American artists, novelists, playwrights, poets, and directors. Oops. Lit and social justice. The lit and social justice class is going to look at different social injustices. You can see a list of the books that they read in the right hand column. I'll give you a second to look it over. We're also going to have these slides posted, so if you want to look at it a little bit longer, you'll have a chance to do that. Advanced Composition and World Lit. The first semester is Advanced Composition, so you're working mostly on writing. It's not technically advanced, that's just the title, but first semester you're working on, like I said, writing to prepare you for college. The second semester is a mythology class, and you could see by the list of um, books listed that those are the books they'll be covering in the world literature semester, and I'll give you a second to look those over. And then again, if you need more time, you can look at the slides at another time. British literature. British literature is also a college prep class. All of the ones that I've gone through so far are college prep. This class, you read books written by British authors. So again, here's a list of the different topics and or novels that they cover for that class. I will leave it up for a second so you have a chance to look them over. AP English Literature. AP English Literature is our AP course at the senior level. You do get the weighted GPA point for AP English. You have the opportunity to take the AP test in May of your senior year. And then again, for the AP test, um, you are scored between a 1 and a 5. If you score a 3, 4, or 5, that's considered passing on the AP test. Colleges like to see that you followed through, and if you took the class, that you took the test. A low score on the test does not negatively impact your application. Again, they just want to see that you followed through and you've taken the AP test. Depending on the score you receive and the school you go to, you could potentially earn college credits for the AP English Literature class based on your AP test. Civics and Econ options. So for Civics and Econ, Civics is a required one semester course that is paired with economics. And the civics class is a course to help you understand how government works and how it is a dynamic and exciting process and how it impacts each student. Econ is a required one semester course that is paired with civics. It's a course where they study the basic economic theory. It includes a series of the laws and supply and demand, prices, unions, government, physical, I didn't say that right, fiscal policies, sorry, money supply, banking, unemployment, inflation, stock market, and foreign trade. So these are both college prep and they're paired together. Your other option is to do AP Gov, AP Macro, where you're going to look a little bit more in depth. You have to, if you want to sign up for AP Gov or AP Macro, you have to sign up for both. You can't split it up with civics and econ. So um, they teach the course one section AP Gov, one section AP Macro, one section AP Gov, one section AP Macro for the full year. If you are applying for the Honors We the People class, which is taught by Ms. Sklar. So if you have questions in terms of when the application is due, as many of you know, our Honors We the People students have traditionally done very well at the national level for the We the People competition. Last year, we came in first place in the nation, which was amazing. Traditionally, we've placed in like the top 5 in the nation. So, really, just a great competitive program. If you are wanting to apply to honors civics, We the People, I would encourage you to do so. Just know that that would count as an additional course, and you would need to be concurrently enrolled in AP Gov and AP Macro if you're planning on applying for the Honors We the People course. Math options. So this year in 11th grade, if you were enrolled in Math 3, you're going to enroll in Math 4 so that you can complete the minimum math requirement for UCs and CSUs. If you are in Algebra 2 this year, you can sign up for Pre-Cal or Honors Pre-Cal. If you are in Course 2, which covers the second semester of Algebra 2 and Pre-Cal, you are looking at going into Calculus, which is college prep, AP Calculus, AB, or AP Calculus BC. AP Calculus AB covers one semester of college calculus. AP Calc BC covers a full year of college calculus. If you're in Pre-Cal or Honors Pre-Cal, you're looking at either AP Calc AB or AP Calc BC, although you could also look at Calculus, the college prep version, as an option as well. And then if you're in AP Calc BC, you could look at multivariable if you want, or also AP Stat. AP Stat actually can be taken after you've completed Algebra 2. So that's another option as well. So I've already kind of covered these, but Math 4, Pre-Cal, Honors Pre-Cal, Calculus, AP Calc AB, AP Calc BC, AP Stat, and then multivariable. Multivariable is the class that comes after AP Calc BC. Science options. Science options. So for life science, biology is usually the entry level life science course. The biomed classes are Project Lead the Way, and they are taught in sequence. So you have to take them, in a particular order. So the first class is Principles of Biomed Science, and then it's Honors Human Body Systems, and then it's Honors Medical Interventions. There's also AP Bio, Zoology, Anatomy and Physiology, and AP Environmental Science, which is a 2-period course. One period is the AP Environmental Science, where you get the weighted GPA point, and it's paired with Environmental Field Science, which is a college prep course. But just keep in mind, you have to select both classes when you are selecting it on the in queue for your course selections, and that it's a 2-period class. So keep that in mind as you're picking your courses. You can look at the course catalog for recommended and required prerequisites. For physical science, earth and space science counts, chemistry, physics, AP Chem, AP Physics, and then again, if you took conceptual physics, that also counts as physical science. You can look to see in the course catalog what the recommended or required prereqs are. For chem and physics, usually they want to see what math level that you're at, and they have some recommendations around that. Elective options. So electives, it's a great way for you to find out a little bit more about subjects that you're interested in. Now, I think is a good age to see what some of your interests are and maybe explore something that you haven't had a chance to learn about yet. Plus, they're a lot of fun. There's a lot of choices. Usually by your senior year, you have a little bit more flexibility in terms of what kinds of courses you can take. You have more options, and then usually more space in your schedule to select additional courses, elective courses, I should say. So some of you might be continuing on in the language other than English. So American Sign Language, Chinese, Mandarin, French, which is there twice. I think it's supposed to be Japanese, Korean, and Spanish. So those are our languages. English, so creative writing, debate, journalism, and yearbook, which is publications. For VAPA, visual performing arts, so art, ceramics, digital art, drama, band, choir, orchestra, excuse me, photography, theater production, video production, AP music theory. Many of those classes would count as visual performing arts. CTE and ROP courses, computer science, culinary skills, intro to engineering, which is also a sequence class, so you have to take courses in a particular order. They're part of the Project Lead the Way courses, intro to criminal justice, sports med, and more. Other courses that you can sign up for, leadership, which has an application and an interview process. I would say check with Mr. Weber to see when that application is due by. We the People also has an application that's required in an interview process. Check with Ms. Sklar to see when those are due. AVID, which we don't usually take new AVID students senior year. You might want to be a TA or a teacher assistant. This isn't an exhaustive list, so if you click here, this will give you a list of all the courses that count or that you're eligible to take at the 12th grade level. So make sure that you get a chance to look at that and see what your options are. The AVHS course description video is also here. Teachers put together videos for you to view so that you can find out more about the course offerings we have here at Amador. New courses. So work experience actually was a new course starting this year in the fall, but we found out about it in the fall, so we didn't get a chance to share that information with you. There is an application that you would need to complete through Pleasanton Virtual Academy for work experience. I linked in the video that gives a general overview about the course and a link to the website. If you're interested in enrolling, there is an interest form that you can complete as well, and that's linked in the slides also. School board member course. So if you want to apply to be the student on the PUSD school board, we now have a course that the school board member can enroll in to get credits for being the school board member. And then we have the Advanced Computer Science for a Contemporary World, which is a new class we're offering for next year. This course can be taken after completing AP Computer Science. It's a project-based course. You can ask Mr. Kioe if you have more questions. If you look on the scheduling sheet, it will have an XP next to it. That just means that the course is pending UC approval. That's true for any new course that we offer. The window to submit the new courses doesn't open until February, and so usually by summer we find out whether the course is UC approved or not. I usually just encourage people to assume that it is approved, and then if it's not approved, we'll let students know, and then they can decide whether they still want to take the course or take a different course. Career tech education, we have different career tech education pathways. The list of the pathways is in the right-hand side column. I'll give you a second to look at that. And this just gives you the opportunity to take a handful of courses in a particular area, so you can find out more about that particular field and different careers that might be a good fit for you. So again, I'll give you a moment to go ahead and look over the different career tech pathways that PUSD offers. If you need more time, you can look at the slide deck that will be posted to the Amador website. Honors courses versus AP courses. Honors courses are more rigorous than regular college prep classes, but are not considered college level like AP classes. Some honor courses do not have an extra GPA boost. However, colleges will take into consideration the increase in rigor. So UCs, now CSUs, and private out of state colleges do look at the level of rigor of your course load. So ideally, you're just finding the balance between how many, like, is an honors course or AP course appropriate for me? Like, is that the subject area that I'm interested in? If it is something that would be appropriate for me and it's something in an area that I'm interested in, how many of those would be the right fit for me? So it really varies from student to student. And again, depending on what your area of interest is, um, that varies as well. So just select the classes that you feel like would be a good fit for you. AP advanced placement courses are designed by the College Board, who also oversaw SATs, and are fast paced and rigorous. A C minus or better in an AP course earns an extra GPA point. So, with the exception of D's or F's, they do not. So, normally an A is worth 4 points in a college prep class. An A in an AP course is worth 5. A B is worth 4. A C is worth 3. Where in the traditional college prep, GPA, an A is worth 4, a B is worth 3, and a C is worth 2. Scores on AP exams at the end of the year may earn you college credits, and then the UCs and CSUs only factor in 8-semester, 4-year-long classes of weighted courses in their GPA eligibility calculations, just so that you're aware. For the honors courses, to tell if an honors course is weighted, you can look to see on the course selection sheet. If it has an HP next to it, that means it's an honors college prep class, which means it's a weighted class. So honors We the People, some of the project Lead the Way honors courses are weighted, honors pre-cal's weighted, honors French 5's weighted, honors Japanese 5's weighted. How do I sign up to be a TA? If you want to be a TA, then what you would do is you would sign up for 6 classes. And then in August, you would pick up the TA form from the counseling office, have your parents sign it, the teacher that you want a TA for sign it, and then you'll drop it off at the front desk. You'll let us know what class you would want us to drop to add your TA period into your schedule. Seniors are also eligible to request a reduced day or 5-period day. Again, you're going to select 6 classes in the course selection window, and then you're going to have to complete and submit the reduced day form. When you submit the Google Doc, you'll get something emailed back to you. You'll have to print it out, have your parents sign it, you sign it, you drop it off in the counseling office. Counselor signs it, and then it goes to the principal for his approval. We'll let you know timeline-wise when in the schedule change process you'll be eligible to request the reduced day, but that is the process to request a reduced day or petition for a 5-period day. Middle college. So middle college is a program up at the community college where students are there during the full day. They take all their classes up there. Mostly they're looking at juniors, but they usually have a handful of spots for seniors. So if you are interested in finding out more about middle college and seeing about the possibility of applying for that for next school year, the PUSD Middle College Night is Wednesday, February 1st at 6:30 at Las Positas. This is a flyer that you can click on that will have more information if you're interested in attending. Here's some information about middle college, some of the benefits. I'll give you a second to look that over. And then don't burn yourself out. So again, we're just looking at balance. How many college prep classes should I take? How many honors classes should I take? How many AP classes should I take? Because there's only so many hours in the day. And in addition to the academics, you're also balancing extracurricular activities, friendships, family, sleep, exercise. It's a lot. So we just want to make sure that you're thinking about how things have gone up to this point based on 9th, 10th, and 11th year grades. You don't have 12th grade grades yet. Use it as a gauge to see, was this year the right fit? Like, should I match that for next year? Was this year too hard? Should I lighten my load? Do I think maybe I should increase my load? This year's been pretty easy for me. So it's going to be a little bit different for each student. Colleges do expect that you maintain your level of difficulty that you have had in the past. Now, with that being said, if this year was way too much, I'm not going to encourage you to have the same rigor classes as this year. But they don't want you deciding that, oh, I'm not going to take any college prep classes next year, which wouldn't be a possibility. But they don't want you going from super rigorous to like super not rigorous, unless that's what you need to do to find balance. But usually they want you to kind of maintain your level of difficulty. Think about what your extracurricular activities and your commitments look like. So, how much time do you spend on your academics? How much time do you spend on your extracurriculars? How much time do you spend with your family, with your friends? Because, like I said, there's only 24 hours in the day. So, we have to make sure that you're balancing all of your needs and expectations and responsibilities. And then you can ask yourself some questions. What do I like about school? If I take one less rigorous course, will my other grades improve? So that's really what we're looking at, right? Like, should I take one less AP? Should I take one less honors class so that I'm not quite so stressed out? And then my grades might improve. On the other end, maybe you haven't been challenged and you might want to try an AP or honors class in the other direction. So again, it's going to vary from student to student. What are your priorities? And then what am I willing to sacrifice? So if I take one more AP class, I'm understanding that I probably won't be able to see my friends. I may not be able to have as much sleep. And like, what impact would that have on me? So again, just questions for you to kind of think through. Ideally, it would be great to maintain or increase the level of rigor each year and be totally successful in that journey through high school. Now, we know that that doesn't always happen, even with our best efforts. And so a lot of times it looks like the picture on the right, where it's like, oh, I tried this, that didn't work. I'm going to try this, that didn't work. Let's try this. So really, it's kind of trial and error, which is okay. That's kind of how, we go through life and we try new things, and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. And that's part of learning through experience and then making changes. So based on the experiences that you've had up to this point, again, think about what schedule would be the right fit for you. And then you're going to look at your 4-year plan and update that. Again, you need to make sure that you're taking the classes you need for college admissions as well as graduation. And then for college admissions and your transcripts, really they're looking at 5 academic courses for you. And then your 6th class could be something you're interested in. It could be PE. Maybe you want a period to exercise, which sounds amazing. Or a period to TA, or maybe you're an avid tutor. We always have a need for that, where you tutor students who are in grades 9 and 10 that might need some help in math or English. Look at your balance of your load, extracurriculars and academics. And then maybe take a class that you would be interested in that maybe you didn't have room for up to this point. So how do you get help if you have questions about your courses for next school year? So for students, you can attend Access. That's highly recommended. So let's see, January 25th and 26th, we're going to have access workshops in the MP. And then February 1st and 2nd, 8th and 9th, and the 15th also will be in the multi-purpose room. So make sure you sign up under FlexiSchedule, select counseling department if you want to come and get your questions answered during access. You can always schedule an appointment with your counselor. You can email your counselor or drop in during brunch or lunch or after school, as long as we don't have meetings. We're available to answer any questions that you have. Also, we're going to have our Q&A session um, on January 23rd in the multipurpose room, and I'll do the times and locations again at the end of this presentation, but that's another time that you can get your questions answered. The College and Career Center is also a great place to get questions answered. They host the college rep visits, which have been on the quad during lunch over by the MP. We have the college reps set up tables there. They can answer any questions or talk a little bit about their school. So we would encourage you to do that. They plan our college and career fairs. They organize our scholarships, which are listed on the college and career website. They have academic support workshops, and any information we get about summer programs, jobs, internships, that it all goes to them. So that's the website that you can go to look for that information. We have, for social and emotional support, we have Miss Yu, who is a amazing counselor. She is our support counselor here on campus. We also have the wellness center where students can go and take a 15-minute break, kind of relax a little bit, and then go back to class. So either of those would be options for students who need a little bit more support. And then some helpful links as you're doing course selection. So there's the scheduling information link that has some frequently asked questions. The program guide will be posted soon. The district office is just putting some finishing touches on the program guide, but I will include the link in there as soon as we get it from them. There's a link to the 12th grade course selection sheet, a link to the videos that the teachers put together on their courses, and then there's a link to the 4-year plan if you are interested in creating a 4-year plan or updating your 4-year plan. And then for course selections, it's going to be, again, through Q Student Connect. So not through Parent Q, but through Student Q. It's going to be February 1st through the 15th, and you can make as many changes as you would like. And then February 15th, it is locked in. And again, important dates. So just went over February 1st through the 15th at midnight is when the course selection window will be open. Access workshop for students, again, January 25th, 26th, February 1st, 2nd, 8th, 9th, and 15th. Counselors will be available to answer questions. Sign up through FlexiSchedule. Elective fair is going to be Monday, January 23rd from 6 to 8 in the large gym. Teachers will be available to answer questions about their courses. On the same night, in the multipurpose room, counselors will be available for question and answer for rising 10th through 12th grade students and parents. Session 1 is from 5:45 to 6:45. Session 2 is 6:55 through 7:55. Tried to kind of align it a little bit with the elective fair. We ask if you're planning on attending to fill out the RSVP so that we know how many are coming and we have enough space for everybody in the multipurpose room. College information night for juniors video and frequently asked questions will be emailed out to all juniors to be seniors during the week of January 30th. You can use that information to help you start planning for second semester junior year and for the fall of senior year, what you should be doing now, what you should plan on doing next school year. Also information that I think will be helpful in course selections as well. So make sure when that goes out, you view that video. Middle college information night, again, is February 1st at from 6:30 at Las Positas. And then course selection confirming email should be going out sometime in February. You'll have an email confirming course selections for the following school year. If you need to make an edit or a schedule change, the time will be listed on the letter for when you can make those changes. So that will be coming soon. And then just want to thank you for listening to the video. Just a reminder that the counselors are here to help support you through this process. And I hope you have a great day. Okay, thank